General G.D. Bakshi, Maruf Raza and Salman Soz of the Congress Party. He's joining us from Delhi. They're joining us on the show tonight. Salman, the entire army is there. All politicians are there in Jammu and Kashmir. What are you doing in Delhi?
What I'm doing in Delhi, Arnab, is that 2 days back I came here because there was no communication. We could not get out.
No, as a political leader, should you not be there among your people trying to help them instead of sitting in Delhi for yourself?
Arnab, I'm not a photo opportunity politician.
No, what's a photo opportunity politician? You don't feel like a politician there who always speaks for the people of Kashmir when there is such a tragedy going on in your state. Should you not be there among your own people?
Yes.
Why aren't you there?
Arnab, I should be where I truly believe that I'm able to help best.
So you're not,
and
you
this is
can't
where
do
I've
any
been
help
able
there.
to help. I'm working with lots of different people.
In Delhi?
Where? Actually,
Delhi.
if you go there, no, if you go to Kashmir, if you get out of my house, no, you can. What do you mean? I've been meeting government officials. I've been on internet, Facebook, Twitter, responding to people's queries. I've been updating people about what's going on. It's a lot of hard work. Please don't diminish the kind of work that some people do
on Twitter
just
and
because
Facebook.
some people go and take
The question
pictures,
is not that, the question is not that. My point of contention my point of contention is, Salman Soz, that I find it horrible that you are part of a government whose chief minister, and I want to get Maruf Raza in, whose chief minister is even embarrassed to say a thank you to the Indian Army and the Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force and all the forces, the men and the Jawans out there who are actually helping the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And all he says, Maruf, is, he says, I didn't bring on the rains, I can't stop them. We warned citizens 8 hours in advance. This is the same chief minister who finds fault all the time with the army for their very existence and presence in Jammu and Kashmir. Maruf.
Orna, let me tell you a few facts about this chief minister, and this is right from inside. The first thing is that he has been arguing for political reasons for the AFSA to be removed and the army to go out of the Srinagar town's limits because that is politically his stance. But when the army brass called him for a full briefing on really what the situation on the ground is, and I'm talking more than a year ago, Omar Abdullah was too busy tweeting his friends and not listening to the military's briefing. Today he's turning around and saying, I'm not concerned who's brought my people out safely as long as my people has come safe. Yes, certainly everybody wants them safe. But the fact of the matter is, Omar Abdullah's government has been a complete failure in this whole flood episode. I have got it right from inside, and people obviously don't want to be named, that Omar Abdullah's government is still trying to get its act together other than the soundbite that the chief minister is giving on television. It is basically up to 21,000 upwards troops that are putting their life on the line. They have evacuated 58,000 civilians, of which 36,000 are camped in Srinagar itself. They have put up 4 new hospitals which can carry out surgery, and 9,500 people have been treated for medical, all sorts of medical problems. They have given thousands of tons of rations, including baby food. And one of the problems that they're having there is that now certain civil groups have come out and good citizens are trying to help. But how are they reaching out to the others? Because the army has given them satellite phones and communication system and boats to get around. And there are still people who are turning around and saying that at the end of the day, it's just not the army's show. I think the chief minister should hang his head in shame.
I can
give you facts and facts. It's all there on the Facebook website of the armed forces. I think for a change, those guys who wanted the army out of the valley should be praying like hell that the army comes and pulls them out of the situation they are right now saddled with. Because nobody else is there. Even the NDRF is stretched to its limit. It now has started sending manpower in, except for the army and the Air Force, which has the capacity. And I would like to credit the Corps Commander in Srinagar, General Subrata Saha, who has even used Facebook and Twitter to reach out messages to families get data from families and put it back on Twitter to tell people that your family members are safe. It is not just gallantry, it's innovative, ingenious enterprise which is saving lives. For heaven's sake, if they can't give it credit, they should keep their mouth shut.
You see, what have the politicians of Jammu and Kashmir done? What have people like Salman Soz done? All that they have done for all these years, they create an us and a them between what they think are the people of Jammu and Kashmir and the Indian Army. I think today people like Salman Soz should also hang their heads in shame, because it's not 21,000, Maruf. It's 30,000 brave armed forces personnel now involved. 79 planes, 79 transport aircraft, 329 columns of army personnel, 2,000 hospital bed sheets, 613 sorties. The most incredible rescue exercise is going on in Jammu and Kashmir tonight, General Bakshi. But not once have I heard the Chief Minister say that the army has done an incredible job. General Bakshi, I even heard a group of 28 Pakistanis who came for a golf tournament. Even the Pakistanis who were rescued have gone ahead and said that the way the Indian Army has responded to this, we are full of praise. Pakistanis who are rescued are praising the Indian Army. Right? But we haven't heard a word from the Chief Minister, and even Salman Soz seems cagey tonight. Why is this? Why can't they get over politics at least now?
I haven't even responded yet, but I'm going to respond.
General Bakshi is speaking, please. Please speak when you have spoken to Salman.
Can I, Soz? Can I?
Yeah, well, you keep speaking about me,
what I was
and
saying
then I'll
is
show you.
The tragedy is, for God's sake, the tragedy is that when you make the army the chief whipping boy, because you are insecure, because you are very insecure because of a whole host of non-performance reasons, you try and peg it all onto the army to try and gain the popularity amongst at least the separatist lot. I mean, that is the tragedy, the monumental tragedy. The army has increased the quantum and scale of its effort that was deployed even in Uttarakhand. What if this gentleman had his way? He would have had us all out. Who would have responded today? The problem is that the Jammu and Kashmir administration, a lot of these officials, they are just now looking after their own families. They are just confined to looking after themselves.
Absolutely.
Here is the army. We have about 1,000 families of ours which have been flooded. We haven't bothered about them. Our boys are out there trying to get the people out. The least you deserve is even a simple thank you. Well, I mean, we've stopped expecting it. We've absolutely stopped expecting it. We are quite used to being reviled, demonized, and by the head of the unified command. The Chief Minister, I hope is the head of the unified command. I think, I'm very sorry to state, he is very charismatic, he makes good telebites, but he is immature. This is the same gentleman who was rapping the central government over the knuckles for calling off the peace talks. Now, where would we have sent Sujata Singh, our foreign secretary, to the red zone in Islamabad and sent a helicopter to pull her out? I mean, for God's sake, grow up. What you don't know, I mean, don't comment on that. It's not your province. At least you do what you are supposed to do.
No,
you are supposed to be around.
And how do you inspire confidence?
Take the ire of the people.
No, and how do you inspire confidence?
Not by
of
passing
the people.
Sarcastic
General
remarks.
Bakshi, how do these politicians?
Sarcastic remarks like you should have gotten out 8 hours earlier when we told you.
And he also says
it is a tragedy like this.
And he also says, Mr. Soz, let me tell you, don't get angry, but these are some grim realities that politicians like you would now have to deal with. He also says, what can I do? I didn't bring the rain, nor can I stop it. If I could, I would have done that. I mean, a cynical, arrogant response of a chief minister who's lost his moorings. And Mr. Salman Soz, you're sitting in Delhi and you're saying, I'm going to show you. You don't have to show me. Let me tell you something. 1,000 army men and their families stranded in various camps, without food, without water. They are stranded, but Indian Army personnel are working round the clock tonight to save the lives of civilians marooned in their homes. Now that's selflessness, Salman Soz. That's absolute selflessness and dedication to duty. That's humanity at work, Mr. Soz. the kind of humanity you could have shown tonight as well.
Arnab, when you don't even give me an opportunity, you start this program by basically casting aspersions on my character and my kind of conscience, so to speak. You basically question why I'm trying to help the way I'm doing. I don't tell you how to do your job. Please do not tell me how to do my job.
Mr. Salman Soz,
if people don't vote for me, I don't give a damn.
I am only making an observation that
please listen to me, Arnab. I've listened to you. Please listen to me.
I represent the views of the people would be among the people and not sitting away from the people. That at a time like this, you would not fly away from Srinagar but be in Srinagar among the people out there. Mr. Soz, don't get upset when I tell you the truth. And I'm contrasting your response to that of the Indian Army. And because you always take pot shots at the Indian Army at every single available opportunity. And this crisis has really exposed who feels and works for the people of Kashmir and who does not.
You are behaving like a...
You can say anything, Mr. Soz.
Arnab, you're behaving like a common Twitter troll.
You can go ahead with anything, Mr. Soz. I'm not on Twitter.
And the government
I'm not on troll.
The NDRF,
so you can be a Twitter troll for the rest of your life, Mr. Soz. Let's focus on the point. Yeah, let's focus on it.
Will you please listen? Will you please let me speak? Or don't invite me to your show if you don't let me speak.
Don't show me your temper, Mr. Soz. It doesn't work.
I thanked the government of India. I thanked the government on other shows. Maybe you haven't watched them. I thank the government of India for quick action, for the role of the army, the BSF, CRPF, NDRF. I did that. I also thank all of those people who are trying to help there. They're volunteers helping out. I've done that. Of course, the army is trained to do this job and they're doing the job and we're grateful. But lots of people are being saved. Who would deny that? What crazy person would deny that? You're seeing people out on the field, they're trying to do that. I lost my uncle. We didn't hear about his death 12 hours after he died in this time. What are you talking about? Do you have no shame?
Mr. Soz, come to the point, please.
That you impugn my character?
Come to the point, please, Mr. Soz.
You basically malign me on your show.
Mr. Soz.
You let me come to the point and you stop telling me what I have to do.
If you want to point your finger, do it somewhere else.
You have no shame.
Come to the point, Mr. Soz.
In this tragedy, you should be talking about how we save lives.
Mr. Soz, in this tragedy, you can be among your people or be in Delhi.
Stop behaving like a Twitter troll. You're like a troll.
So, Mr. Soz.
I'm helping.
I'm sure
more than you're helping.
I'm sure you are, Mr. Soz. Don't show me your temper, Mr. Soz. It doesn't work.
Ask me a question.
The National Institute of Disaster Management. You see what happens, Mr. Soz. Mr. Soz, please. I'm asking you a question. Respond professionally and not personally. The National Institute of Disaster Management had in 2012.
Yes, professionally.
Answer professionally. Don't get personal. Don't use any personal angle here. If there has been some some loss that you have experienced, I commiserate with you on that. You have my condolences, but please let's respond to the point, please. Yeah. The National Institute of Disaster Management had in 2012 warned of Kashmir's propensity for flash floods, and there has been criticism of the systems of disaster management in place in Kashmir. As far as I know, that's under the purview of the state government, not the central government. You are running the state government. What are you showing your red temper for tonight? So what the army is doing is actually making up for all your mistakes and the work that you did not do. So own up, Mr. Soz. Own up.
Let me respond
and then say that the army, despite our incompetence, has done a damn good job putting their own lives at risk. And we are proud of the Indian Army for that.
Let me respond to that. Arnab, I never shy from speaking straight. The reality is that Jammu and Kashmir, the disaster management framework is basically absent.
Why? And who's running the state government?
You're absolutely
And who's running the state government?
The state government.
Who is running the state government, Mr. Soz?
Please let me finish.
Are you part of the state government?
Please let me finish.
Are you part of the state? What's there to finish? Say yes or no. Are you part of the state government?
And the National Conference, they're both. Will you please let me speak? You can then disagree. Let me speak. I'm giving you my professional.
I won't spare you tonight, Mr. Soz, because as far as I know, you're part of the state government. You're responsible for the mess up.
Maybe people
as far as disaster management is concerned.
Saved, for God's sake, let me finish. Maybe people can be saved. People can be saved.
Yes, people are being saved by our forces.
They can be saved. We can save lives.
Not by politicians.
No, we can do a lot more, Arnab, please.
I'm
for
sure you
God's
can,
sake,
but
let
you
me
haven't
say
done so
one
so
thing,
far.
Please. So let me please say one thing. Please, on your show, this is a very, very watched, highly watched show. Please let me say one thing. I urge the government of Jammu and Kashmir and the government of India, especially the Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, through your show, to set up a joint coordination center at the airport so that they can work together, coordinate and communicate with each other, and then only can they effectively, do this work.
A chief minister so callous.
The chief minister must come forward.
A chief minister so callous.
Must come forward.
A chief minister so insensitive, who says we warned the citizens 8 hours in advance, who says I didn't bring the rains, he says I couldn't have prepared for it. A chief minister who did nothing on disaster management in 2012. You say you're not a photo opportunity to be chief politician. What is Omar Abdullah but a photo opportunity chief minister today? I just want Maruf, the point is simply this. No, 1 second. The question is, Maruf, if there is a time for this perennial anti-army lobby to wake up and smell the coffee, that there has never been an opportunity when they have been exposed as badly as tonight and this week. In these unfortunate circumstances, the people who have stood up there for the people of Jammu and Kashmir is and only are the forces. 30,000 of them, braving every single adversity that people like you, Mr. Soos, will probably never experience. This is not the adversity which is taught on the golfing carts of Srinagar, on the Srinagar golf course. This is adversity faced by people on the ground, the kind that you should face next time. So you be careful next time you abuse the forces, Mr. Soos.
Do not talk about me as if you know me. You know nothing about me.
You be careful about
what you say about the forces. Don't talk about me. Don't talk. Don't get personal with me.
That's all right, Mr. Soos.
I will take it up with your management.
I'll open up the phone lines tonight. You can realize which side the people are on tonight.
It's all right. No, Mr. Goswami.
Yes, Mr.
Not all right. I will not let you get personal with me.
That's all right, Mr. Soos. Your hyperbolic nature will not make a difference, please.
Do not think you know me. You don't.
I have no interest in knowing you. I'm only asking you questions.
You know zero about me.
I am not interested in knowing you personally,
Mr. Soos. To be saved.
I have callers tonight. Maruf will respond now. Then we'll take callers, Mr. Soos.
Well, apparently you're talking a lot of personal shit.
Mr. Soos, let me put one simple fact across to you. All these years, it has been said by those who have an anti-India stance that the Indian Army has been responsible for something like 60,000 deaths in the valley. Today, the Indian Army stands vindicated because about 60,000 lives have been saved by them, and we are still counting. That's the first fact. The second fact is that when Mr. Omar Abdullah and his entire administration claimed that they knew and they warned the people, why were they standing flat-footed when the heavens broke down on the people of Kashmir? Does the state have no disaster management capability? If it didn't have, wasn't Omar Abdullah overstepping his brief, wanting the army completely out of the valley? Because it's the same army, and let me tell you, I checked my facts. Those columns, and there are 329 columns of 80 men each, which is something close to 25,000 men right now out on the boats out there, saving lives, made up of infantrymen. Not a single infantryman's been brought in from outside the valley. They are from J&K who are operating there. Only doctors and engineer support systems have been moved in from all over the country. Because obviously we don't have that kind of medical capacity in one place. Yes.
And Maruf, this is not the first time. I'm just adding there. You remember the 2005 floods? GD Bakshi will remember. Well, 1,300 civilians, also 136.
The earthquake. The earthquake.
Yes. 136 soldiers were killed in that.
Tsunami.
They sacrificed their lives.